Hi, my name is Coldbeer and let's start with Last Epoch. It may not have the biggest discount, but this game is more than worthy of your attention. Last Epoch takes us to the land of Eterra, which is devoured by a dark force called the Void. Seeing that, its frightened inhabitants hid in an underground city. Yeah, from the darkness, underground seems legit. Anyway, not everything is lost. The main character, who is one of the survivors, goes in search of the artifact, which will allow him to travel in time. I don't know what it looks like, but it may very well be a huge bottle of vodka, because it helps you travel in time, you know, although just forward. I like the graphics, colors, build styles, and some really original looking enemies. Game is in early access, but 87% of reviews at the time are positive, so I think you can bravely try the game. Titan Quest Anniversary Edition. Originally, the game was released in 2006, so it would be outdated by now, but thanks to this major overhaul, it is not. You'll get better resolutions, larger camera distance, multiplayer, mod support, Steam achievements, improved enemy and pet AI, countless bug fixes, dozens of new heroes, and so on. Titan Quest is a great game, one of the most loved by the action RPG community, and I couldn't recommend it to you enough. It's literally like potato in a potato salad. Shadows Awakening. You can walk between worlds, and this time you need no vodka for that. In the Shadow Realm, you will slay various spirits and demons, and in the real world, well, you know, as usual, spiders, snakes, scorpions, lions, and other friendly stuff from the National Geographic Channel. The game's concept is really cool, I had a lot of fun playing it. Although, be warned, if your IQ is low, some of the puzzles in the game can be really challenging. Don't ask me how I know that, I just heard that they're hard from other people, and I definitely had zero problems myself.
That is a lie.
Oh, shut up, Gollum. You know too much. Well, now say honestly, how many of you were triggered when I called Grima the Wormtongue a Gollum? Also, the game is kinda hard in general, and I am a noob, so I was dying all the time. I remember when I installed it just to make a gameplay in 4K for 10 minutes for my other channel, but I was hooked for hours. I was playing all the time, when I should have been working. The story of my life, I guess. The Riftbreaker. This is a base-building hack-and-slash survival action RPG that took many of its aspects from games like StarCraft, The Air Billions, Diablo, and even Factorio. You have entered a one-way portal to a distant planet at the far reaches of the Milky Way, with the purpose of building up a base that will allow travels back to Earth and continue colonization. So you are tasked to construct a two-way rift back to Earth, because living on a planet without cold, refreshing beer is painful, and that shouldn't be even a legal thing. Like, you know, galaxy-wise. Although you will encounter a bigger problem than the absence of beer. Local animals just want to rip you apart. And you like to be in one piece, you are used to having your body intact, so you have to defeat evil nature with all means necessary. The discount is not as big
as your mama
as I wish it could be, but you can play the free demo version and then decide if this game is your cup of beer before buying. Grim Dawn. Probably the most famous isometric action RPG game after Diablo and Path of Exile, and also the best example of how indie games should be made. I was thinking that this is a AAA title for years, but Grim Dawn is nothing like that. It was a Kickstarter project that accumulated more than $500,000 in pledges, and now it has sold more than 2.5 million copies. That's about 2 times more than you have face mites crawling on your face at this very moment. Yeah, the wisdom you would rather forget. Anyway, Grim Dawn will definitely bring you fun for some hours at least, like, you know, that new dog you just bought before giving it away to the shelter. I'm kidding, of course, take dogs from the shelter, not to it. Inquisitor Martyr. Let me start from the price. Despite being released in 2018, it still costs 50 euros, so my wisdom is whispering to me that it is smart to buy it only on sale, which is now. Keep in mind that you will probably need a gamepad to play this game on your PC without any problems, because playing with keyboard and mouse may be a challenge. Not for everyone though, I have read many comments on both sides. The action of the game evolves in a really dark, gritty, gothic, grim, dystopian future of the darkness and gloomy pain of shadows of evil of the Planet of the Apes, where you travel through the innards of a Gothic-class ship named Martyr, and the gameplay, the main thing of every game, is highly addictive. It will burn tens or even hundreds of your hours even quicker than vodka does. Book of Demons. It may not be the prettiest face in the action RPG family, just like our faces are not the best looking ones in our families, but Book of Demons is a surprisingly good game that I ignored for years for no good reason apparently. Here you decide the length of quests, wield magic arts instead of weapons, and slay the enemies of darkness in the dungeons below the old cathedral. I have definitely heard that somewhere. Anyway, I can recite one happy customer. He says,
I was skeptical from the description, but I figure out I gambled 20 bucks on it. Very glad I did.
so if you are skeptical as well, you have every right, but you are wrong. It's a great entertaining title, and now, let's be fair, it's really cheap, although not as cheap as your sister. Torchlight 2. Torchlight 3 is a mess. Now it has only 36% of positive reviews, so ignore it and play Torchlight 2 instead if you are in need of some colorful action. People on Steam are talking that this game is highly addictive and can fast forward your life rather quickly. Some people even say that this is a spiritual brother of Diablo 2, but I can't agree with that. It's too cartoony, the models and color palette reminds me of World of Warcraft instead. And I played World of Warcraft for several years, I still have the best memory, so nothing bad about that. Anyway, Torchlight 2 is great, very complex and fun, and if you are cool with this colorful Disney princess graphic style, it may be one of the best action RPG games you have ever played. Death's Door. Overwhelmingly positive reviews should really inspire your curiosity. You control a crow, some kind of avian grim reaper, but your job of reaping souls of the dead might get monotonous. Suddenly your assigned soul is stolen, probably by some gopniks, and you must track down a desperate thief to a realm untouched by death, where creatures grow far past their expiry date and overflow with greed and power. You'll have a vast array of melee weapons, various arrows and powerful magic to overcome a fantastic bunch of beasts and demigods. The land is full of twisted inhabitants and countless secrets. You will experience a somber yet darkly comedic tale, uncovering the secrets behind the flow of souls, the role of crows, and the origin of the Potato Salad Man himself. Well, probably not the latter, I'm just kidding. The Ascent. You will kill hundreds of puny enemies in a corporate-run metropolis stretching high into the sky and filled with creatures from all over the galaxy. You can do that with a friend online or together on a split-screen co-op, or totally alone, it doesn't matter, single player here is great as well. So yeah, besides it being a mishmash of Cyberpunk 2077 and Diablo, the game has Star Wars and Fifth Element vibes as well.
That is awesome.
The Ascent is really fun to play, although don't get too excited yet. Some people are complaining about disappearing save games and other more or less major bugs, so the Ascent is not flawless by any means, but the price is quite affordable, so think about it. Transistor. It is made by the same company who made the critically acclaimed game Hades, which is not on this list this time because I want some diversity, but check it out as well. So the graphics, style and gameplay may look familiar to many of you. Transistor is a sci-fi themed action RPG that invites you to wield an extraordinary weapon of unknown origin as you fight through a stunning futuristic city. That weapon is obviously very heavy, or maybe it's made out of plastic and you are just weak. Maybe your mama never gave you a potato salad when you were little. What a shame. Sands of Aura. Although the game is played from top-down perspective and looks like a hack-and-slash RPG, which it is, Sands of Aura is actually more like a top-down Dark Souls, meaning that you will die a lot, and that, at least for me, takes a lot of fun away. Game has really beautiful graphics, and despite it's a hard game, you can control your hero quite easily and kill some monsters without a sweat. Well, after some practice. To be honest, after a lot of practice, and for some of you, practice may not help at all. Well, that escalated quickly. Otherwise, it's a decent game, but keep in mind that it is in the early access and you may want to wait for the full release because they are resetting all the progress with every update. Although on the other hand, it's a great chance to obtain it a bit cheaper and play it only on the release date. Well, it's up to you. The Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing Final Cut. This is definitely one of the classic, most known action RPGs out there. If you are in doubt, you can even download a free demo at first and try it out. You'll find a campaign with over 50 hours of gameplay. This version of the game is a collection of 3 standalone episodes told as a one continuous story, with 6 playable classes and a new endgame mode with a huge variety of open missions. People on Steam are talking that this is a very addictive game, even if the graphics feel a bit outdated. Darksiders Genesis. This is a great game with great humor and a very positive reviews on Steam. It is really well balanced to play in co-op mode, but also you can play it in single player as well without any regrets. You probably have no friends anyway. Although I must warn you that here you will do more shooting than slashing, but you will get fair share of the latter as well. Game has a great graphics, a bit childish dialogues and no Potato Salad Man class, which is a shame anyway. From me it gets a solid 8 cold beers out of 10. Ram and Gun. If you are searching for something less popular but still good enough to lose your time in, Rum and Gun fulfills these criteria and offers even more. This is a game made by one man, but by playing it you probably couldn't tell that. It's super cheap even when it's not on sale, and it has very positive reviews. Also, I follow the guy on Facebook and I can see that Rum and Gun is a passion project. The updates are quite constant and they not only fix bugs but add additional content as well. So maybe this is the game you have to pick from Steam today. Also, pirates and not skeletons and demons? Come on, how dare you play the card of originality, you slick bastard! Thank you for watching. Consider subscribing for more videos like that. Have a nice day and I'll see you next time. Bye.